The second level of confidence building that is required is in the eye of the international community. Partly that's to do with the political situation. Partly that's to do with providing confidence that everything is back to normal. One of the most significant highlights that we will be embarking upon as a government is to accelerate the organization of the ASEAN Summit, which will now take place in the last weekend of February. We see that as of pivotal importance to showcase Thailand to the world again, that everything is back to normal, both from a perspective of business and also from perspective of Thailand as a destination for tourists. The second most important activity is on the fiscal side. The need to provide a mid-term stimulus package is of increasing importance to the Thai economy. The previous government had already stated their intention to ask Parliament for approval of a 100 billion baht package. We immediately, when I was in the opposition, came out in support of that move. And the need to accelerate the drawdown of that particular budget and the approval process of that budget is even greater today. The process will be that we will be putting the details of this budget through Cabinet on the 13th of January, and it will be debated in the House of Parliament in its very first session on the 21st of January. So we anticipate, frankly, smooth sailing, as the party that's now in opposition was, after all, the party that initiated the concept of having this particular supplementary budget. The importance is what to use the money for. Now, philosophically, a stimulus package is one that requires money to come back into the economy as quickly as possible. So you will not see mega project type use of this particular amount of funds. The bulk of the funds will be used on the one hand to reduce to increase the consumption capacity of the consumers, which means those in the lower income bracket. So there will be key policies that will ensure that these funds is delivered into the pockets of the general population as quickly as possible with zero leakage, so that it can reverse back into the economy, providing the stimulus that we require. I won't go into details here today as to exactly what the detailed proposals of the particular usage is concerned. Now, other than stimulating consumption, we also need to look ahead to take care of potential rise in the level of unemployment in our economy. So there will be a two-pronged approach to this. On the one hand, package that will reduce the tendency for firms to lay off their employees. So we will be providing incentives for firms to retain employees, especially at the lower income level. On the other hand, we do acknowledge that whatever package we propose, layoffs will almost be inevitable in the year to come, and there will also be a package that is designed to provide retraining and also to provide the creation of new jobs, especially back in the rural areas, so as to reduce the social tension that is likely to be created by the rising level of unemployment. Now, beyond the budget itself, will also be the need for close coordination with the central bank. Hence, this actually is my first legal day in my job, because we were able to deliver our policy in the last working day of the previous year. This is my first speaking engagement as a formal Minister of Finance, and my first, and the Prime Minister's almost, I think, his first also, official visit to another state agency will be to the Bank of Thailand at 4:30 this afternoon. That highlights, first of all, the fact that Sasin is just slightly more important to me than Bank of Thailand.
Good answer.
But importantly, it also highlights the level of importance of the Bank of Thailand on our agenda. Clearly, the need for coordinated monetary and fiscal policy approach is crucial. I'm confident that we'll be able to achieve that. The central bank has clearly been sending out signals that they acknowledge that the slowdown in the economy is the major problem post the inflationary problem of earlier last year. So I fully expect that it is already in their mind that interest rates need to continue to be reduced. We'll also be talking to them this afternoon about potential monetary easing and what their thoughts are about that, so that we can coordinate our fiscal policy so that there will be maximum impact on the economy as designed. So the coordination aspect with the central bank, I think, is critical, and I'm confident, as I said, that it will be achieved. Beyond that is the role of the state agencies. Under the Ministry of Finance, obviously, we have a number of state banks whose job is partly commercial and partly, frankly, to be a tool to support government policies. And I'm also comforted to have received reports from every single one of them that they have, as part of their 2009 programs, policies towards increasing the level of credit into the system. So again, these will be properly designed so that those in greatest needs, small and medium-sized enterprises in particular, will have access to the level of credit that is required. We'll also be designing packages so that exporters who are currently being encouraged and also partly forced to find new markets receive the level of export guarantees that is required to protect their creditworthiness, and other such roles that state agencies can perform for the private sector. Above all, the need to restore confidence in the economy is one which requires the government to work very closely with the private sector. And we will be developing regular forums for us to be able to discuss and debate policies and views with the private sector. The government sector, I think, makes up for merely 20% of the economy overall here in Thailand. So if through all of our actions we can't gain or regain the confidence of the private sector, there's no way that even the best economic policy could hope to succeed here in Thailand. So I just limit my initial remarks to that, Tom. And,
Mr. Korn, thank you very much.